benefits check today. So call 888-665-0696 today. That's 888-665-0696 and manage your diabetes as easy as...
Now, it's time for a little R&R.
Call into the bucket, lays it up and in.
Ball game, Rizzo! Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy!
Light him up, Colin!
Well, in the power chair today, it's a goofy day here. Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. There's something about this Thanksgiving work week. Wildly unproductive, let's just put it that way. Nonetheless, Colin Russo, Damian Prez, no Mike Rizzo in studio today. Mike Rizzo is back in Cleveland, getting his toes frozen off. He's having a good time. No, we got you for the next 2 hours. Up until 6 p.m., we're streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter/X at ESPN West Palm. And streaming live, all those great spots on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, all those great spots. Damian Prez behind the glass. Damian, how are you today, my friend? What's going on?
How you doing?
I mean, this is like, you had it when you were a kid. The couple days before a holiday, a major holiday, you know, Thanksgiving's a major holiday because there's 2 days attached to it with that, Black Friday, the Wednesday. It's got to be one top of the unproductive weeks of the year. It's got to be like top 3.
Yeah, especially when that day is like slap center in the middle of the week.
It's the 2 weeks around Christmas and New Year's, and then it's the Thanksgiving week. Because everybody's out, checked out. Tuesday morning, maybe Monday, probably the previous Friday. I mean, we're here at ESPN West Palm, and no one to be found. Hello? Where's everybody? It's Thanksgiving. Very unproductive. Because it's sort of like the last couple days before winter break when you're growing up in school. And you know you're going to get the couple days off, but you still got to show up. And, you know, all right.
Like the last few days of school.
That's it. That's what it feels like. It's really not it's a top 3 most unproductive week of the work year, even of the school year. Top 3, maybe top 2.
Especially because it kind of kicks off the holiday season because you have Halloween. But
it kicks off unproductive season, yes. Because Halloween's not a...
No, it's definitely... That's more of like when we were younger. But nowadays, Halloween is kind of... I wouldn't say it's like a major holiday.
Halloween also takes like 4 hours. You do a little preparation. You want to do the design and the decor, fine. But the actual event itself is 4 hours.
Right.
Thanksgiving might be, an afternoon, but it's a weekend thing. Thanksgiving starts out with that Wednesday before. Everybody's back, whether you're going to your hometown, you're visiting somebody. If you're flying somewhere, I'm flying to Connecticut, so I'll be up north. But, there's an association with that. I'm at the age where a lot of people go out the Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
Right. Everyone's back in town.
That's apparently it's a northeast thing. I thought that was a countrywide thing. But, I'll be at my local dive in New Canaan, Connecticut on Wednesday night with everybody I ever went to high school with.
Right.
I love that. I love that event.
Yeah.
That's a great time. And so that kind of kicks off the festivities. And we have an observed company holiday with Black Friday. We're lucky here at Good Karma Brand. Steve Politzino, our president, a great man. Nonetheless, we have Thanksgiving on Thursday. And Thursday is obviously its own event. You're a turkey trot person in the morning, or you got something going on in the morning sometimes. Then usually Thanksgiving's early. You're going to visit family. You're going here, going there. That's at noon. You're out of there by 6, 7 o'clock. Your food coma the rest of the night, and that's it. Then you got Black Friday. For us, it's a holiday. For some people, it's not. But for the people that it is, Black Friday, people are doing shopping. People are, going off for a weekend. You never know what it might be. I'm going to the UConn game this weekend on Friday for UConn, Illinois at noon. So, everybody does something on that Friday. And then the weekend, which is rivalry weekend in college football, which sort of starts on Friday. And then rivalry weekend on Saturday. And then usually the NFL puts good games on that Sunday as well.
And NFL in between, too.
And NFL on Friday this year. We got a Black Friday game. Last year, I know we had a good Raider-Chief game, but it wasn't a huge game. Now we got a big game.
All the games.
Bears-Eagles.
You love implications, Colin.
I love implications.
The games that are part of Thanksgiving Black Friday have massive implications.
This is a holiday weekend. This is the epitome of a holiday weekend. Why? Because there's good sports, and it's always on a Thursday and a Friday. It's always on that same date. and nobody does anything for basically the entire week. You can't tell me that you had a productive 2 days. Can't tell me that. I'm not listening to that.
Just getting through the week.
I'm not listening to that. Really not. I was watching Creighton, Iowa State for the last 2 hours. I was, it's just one of those days. Nobody's productive. If you want to set meetings, good luck, because the other person's in the same boat you are. They're not doing anything. So it's quiet. Unless you're at a bank and, you're organizing Excel sheets and you got deadlines and stuff like that. It's a little different. Sports talk radio station,
Supermarkets are probably busy right now.
Yeah, but a lot of supermarkets. I saw Publix is a national holiday was at Thanksgiving. No Publixes are open on Thanksgiving, which I'm surprised about. I think I did see that on the website. Maybe I'm wrong.
I would expect them to be closed on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I guess. It's sort of like the thing where people who don't celebrate Christmas, they usually get Chinese food on the days of, or like, if you're a Jewish family and you want to, and you just, nothing's open on Christmas, there's opposing places.
Or like you got Christmas Eve versus Christmas Day.
Right, and there's things you could do alternatively outside. A lot of people get Chinese food or something like that. That's just sort of like a tradition. There's nothing like that with Thanksgiving. Either you're in or you're out.
Right.
Like there's nothing else. Some restaurants might be open, but most people celebrate. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm a big Thanksgiving guy,
Love
Damien.
Thanksgiving. I think it's probably.
It's my favorite because
I was gonna say I think it's the best.
It's got the best hype around it.
Yeah.
There's always something good to watch. And I'm big on the sports around Thanksgiving. It's always a good weekend because it always precedes the rivalry weekend in college football. You got something always going on Friday. Feast week in college basketball. The NBA is usually not terrible. The NHL screwed up this week. The NHL only has, I'll maybe watch the Panthers play the Flame. But other than that, they have 15 games on Wednesday and 15 games on Friday. They got no games on Thursday. And I understand that. You want to get the guys maybe time. They don't want to compete with the NFL. Yeah. Fine. You know what they should have done? They should have had all the Canadians teams, play.
That's a good idea.
Canada doesn't celebrate Thanksgiving. At least as far as I know. So that would have been an obvious one. You want to? All right, you're not going to get an American audience with the football. Let all the Canadians play. Let Toronto play Montreal. Let Vancouver, play these teams. It's fine. Edmonton. That would make a lot more sense. Edmonton, have them do that. That would make a lot more sense. Calgary play somebody. That'd be a good little.
Yeah, you're onto something with that
competition day. NHL, they never know what they're doing in terms of scheduling. I was thinking about that today. I'm like, they should have something on Thursday. Completely, just tone deaf. I mean, Canadian fans would be all over that. Speaking of people tuning in, that Chief Raider game is going to be Chief Cowboy game. I'll mark it right now. I don't think I'm saying anything too surprising. It's going to be the most watched regular season NFL game of all time.
Yeah, I think Greeny actually had mentioned it on Get Up, saying he thinks this will be the game with the most audience in the history.
Yeah, I believe the number is 42.
Unbelievable.
42 is Giants Raiders in 2022. This game is going to be coming off both big comeback wins with the Chiefs over the Colts and then the Cowboys over the Eagles. They both have playoff implicating matchups where whatever team wins probably has an inside track to make the postseason, and the other one's probably in a tough spot out. And it's 4 o'clock in that prime slot when everybody's eating food.
Yeah, for the Chiefs, this could even be a dynasty implicating game.
Yeah, that's going to be 50 million. 50 million will watch that. 48 million, something like that. Something absolutely insane. Nonetheless, unproductive week, good sports all week, Thanksgiving on Thursday, NHL screwed up, but an awesome holiday weekend. Are you spending this locally, Damien?
Yeah, I'll be here in West Palm.
You'll be here in West Palm. So I'm going to be up north. I'll be in Connecticut. I'm leaving tonight. And I'll go to, and I'll be in Connecticut doing the show tomorrow and then throughout the weekend. So I'll get the one thing I like about Thanksgiving is I'm not one to be a fan of South Florida's hot weather during these holidays.
You like the seasons.
I like the seasons.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I dislike the weather down here. I dislike it for the 4 weeks between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Right.
Once we're done with Christmas, we're good. Let's get to warm weather, no doubt. But I like when it's a little brisk, it's cold, it's not impossibly freezing, it's not like January and February. That's why I do like the fact that my parents are still in Connecticut.
It adds to it. It almost makes it
There's an ambiance attached to it.
makes it feel like it's actually Thanksgiving or actually Christmas.
I agree with that. And maybe that's just associated to what I grew up in. But, 85 degrees, it doesn't strike me as Thanksgiving. And, God forbid when the lights come up. The lights are already up here at the City Place down the street for the Christmas lights. It's 100 degrees out. Little bizarre. Nonetheless, Thursday Night Football happened on last night. And Monday Night Football. And did it go according to plan or did it go according to plan?
It felt
First
like
of
a
all,
Thursday Night Football game.
It sure did. Here's the thing. We were dead on. We said the under. The under hit. We wanted 49ers at the points. That was -7. Hit. And we wanted Christian McCaffrey over on the receiving yards, which hit.
That hit in the first quarter, I feel like.
20-9 final score. The Panthers fall to 6-6. The 49ers raised to 8-4. And Bryce Young, 2 interceptions. He was all over the place. And then Brock Purdy also 3 interceptions. It was a game in the first half where it was just back and forth interceptions. And it was almost pretty laughable. As a fan with no dog in the fight, I can't even imagine being a San Francisco 49er fan and just sitting through watching that because Purdy's a weird player. Purdy went 23 of 32, 193 yards, touchdown, 3 interceptions, no sacks. The defense played great, and that's a defense with down a number of different people with no Bosa, no Warner, and they still played great. Rob Saleh is still a great defensive coordinator. And offensively, they were able to be adequate, but nothing crazy. The Niners are a weird team because Brock Purdy's a good big game player. I don't think there's any doubt about that. He played well in the postseason. You want to chalk it up to the good team around him, fine. But he still played great in a good game, and he played as good as Mahomes did in that Super Bowl that they lost 2 years ago. So you got to give Brock Purdy a little credit for that. 49ers finished the year. Browns, Titans, Colts, Bears, Seahawks. 3 tougher games to finish off the year, but the next 2, they could get to 10 wins before they even get to that. If the Niners get to 10 wins, if they beat the Browns and then the Titans back-to-back, they need to win one of the last 3, and they're in the postseason. That's going to be a postseason team, and they're going to flirt with that 5th or 6th seed in that NFC. As for the Panthers, this is exactly what the Panthers do. Thank God we were on this. Every single week, the Panthers are on or off. They beat the Falcons last week. Then they
green light, red light.
Green light, red light. That's a good way to put it. That's what they are. And watch them. Watch them. They get the Rams at home on Sunday.
Imagine that.
Watch them compete. Watch that be a dogfight for the Rams. That's what I mean. The Rams might blow them out, but watch that be a dogfight because that's exactly what Carolina does.
That Rams defense is just, I don't think they'll give, Bryce Young is not going to have any time in that game.
That's true.
The Rams' bread and butter is pressuring the quarterback.
Right. But 16-13, Lambeau Field, that type of game. If they could somehow, some way stop that Rams offense, the Panthers love playing in those dogfight games.
The Panthers have a good defense. I mean, J.C. Horn is probably one of the best cornerbacks in the league. Good defense,
and I think the coach is underrated. Why? Not because they're consistent, but because they're good after a loss. They're very good. They had that terrible loss to Buffalo about 5 weeks ago, where they lost to Buffalo with Andy Dalton and Bryce Young 40-9. Now, what they do, they go to Lambeau the week after and beat Packers.
As respect to the coaching, I think he had a big mistake last night. What was it, like on the 1 or 2 yard line?
Yeah.
Instead of running it with Rico
They
Dowdle.
threw it, and it was an interception.
I mean, what was that?
Mm-hmm.
Talk about putting your quarterback in a bad spot.
Getting a little too cute, no doubt. But I like Carolina. I still need to get my over. My over is 6.5. I need them to get one more game, though they should get 2. I should be safe with that. But watch them compete against the Rams. Watch them. And do not be shocked when we see that. Download the ESPN South Florida app today where you can listen to Russo and Rizzo, listen to Theoretically Speaking, listen to all those great spots, all those great programming that we have. Inter Miami, got a big playoff game coming up this Saturday. Listen to Florida Panthers on their quest for a three-peat all in one spot. It's the ESPN South Florida app, which you can download for free today on the App Store. Go today, all over the place. Your best beat for South Florida sports is that ESPN South Florida app. We're going to ask the AD. We got Chris Swagger in the house with Kaiser University coming into studio momentarily. We got Damian Perez, Colin Russo. We'll take a time out here. It's Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2025 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2025 Defender 110 P300S for just $849 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Hey guys, Mike Rizzo here. I know you're moving soon. Don't stress it. Call Good Greek for your total relocation solution. From packing and storage to local and long distance moves, Spiro and his team at Good Greek Moving and Storage has you covered from start to finish. Trusted by families, businesses, and teams like the Heat and the Hurricanes for over 2 decades. Make your next move simple, safe, and stress-free.
Good Greek Moving and Storage. Your superhero movers.
I'm Mark Anajar.
I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
Together, we're Anajar and Levine, and our team is a triple threat to big insurance companies.
Don't settle with the insurance companies for a fraction of what your case is worth. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Get your free case review right now. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. The moment you've been waiting for all year, it's here. The McRib is back at McDonald's. No more daydreaming about that saucy, tangy barbecue flavor, because it's back in your hands where it belongs. Now, get 15% off when you spend more than $10, only in the McDonald's app. Pair it up with some fries and a Dr. Pepper. Don't wait, the McRib won't stick around forever. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid through 12/31/25 at participating McDonald's. Valid once a week. Must opt into rewards. Excludes tax. Dr. Pepper is a registered trademark of Dr. Pepper 7-Up, Inc.
Extra value meals are back. For just $5, get a savory and sweet sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, plus hash browns and a coffee. Only at McDonald's.
For limited time only. Prices and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Hawaii, Alaska, and California, and for delivery.
Extra value meals are back. That means 10 tender, juicy McNuggets and medium fries and a drink are just $8. Only at McDonald's.
For limited time only. Prices and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Hawaii, Alaska, and California, and for delivery.
Every great performance starts with a plan. Your game plan for greatness begins at Men's Only Medical. Dr. Al is redefining men's health with concierge care and cutting-edge treatments tailored just for you. From anti-aging and weight management to cardiovascular health, skin, and hair, they've got you covered. Expect personalized care and advanced technology to help you look, feel, and perform your best. Visit mensonlymedical.com. Men's Only Medical, setting a new standard for men's health.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studio. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
We're sitting in on the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. If you've been to car accident, truck accident, suffered a slip and fall, my friends Mark Anajar and Glenn Levine at Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys, they're here to fight for you. They don't charge you unless you win. They work tirelessly to get you the maximum compensation that you deserve. Why settle for just any attorney? Demand the best. Demand Anajar and Levine today, because that's the difference. Don't waste any time getting back what you deserve today. All it takes is that one phone call. Take back control of your life. Don't wait. Call for the free consultation today. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Take back control now with Anajar and Levine. Talking about taking control, look no further than Kaiser University Athletics. We got the AD in the house, Mr. Chris Swagger. Let's do a little Ask the AD.
It's time to ask the AD. Kaiser University Athletic Director Chris Swagert joins Russo and Rizzo to talk all things college sports, the latest on Kaiser athletics and more. Ask the AD is presented by Kaiser Seahawks Athletics. Learn more at kuseahawks.com.
Mr. Swagger, welcome in. How you doing today? What's going on?
Doing great. In the festive holiday mood, so.
All right, so we led this. I know the answer to this, but I want to just hear it out loud.
Okay.
This is not an unproductive week for people here at ESPN West Palm. It's a little different for you, being an athletic director in the thick of the fall season, especially during playoff times and stuff like that.
Yep.
Thanksgiving week, in my world, is a little bit, all right, we're just waiting for, Wednesday and Thursday. We're waiting for the weekend. I imagine it's not the case for you, and it's not an unproductive week. Am I wrong?
No. So we've got our women's and men's soccer team just played this past Saturday in the second round of national tournament.
Okay.
So we're hosting that on campus. Men, unfortunately, did not win. Women did. So they're heading to Pensacola. So
you going to travel for that?
No, because so we had a conference call Monday about that, finalized travel. And then we had to get set up because we host a home football game, second round of the football playoffs this Saturday. So I had to get that planned out. And then we got home basketball I just came from a game. Women's was playing at 2. Men's plays tonight at 6. Then we've got another game tomorrow. So, yeah, holidays are typically busy just because that's usually when you're going to host games, especially, if you're advancing to the playoffs. So, to give you an example, like football, national championship this year is on December 20th. So if they go all the way, you're, in Dallas on the 20th, fly back and, get ready for Christmas. So
Wait, is that a Saturday?
that's a Saturday, yes.
Wow. Okay.
And then next week, I've got conference meetings up in Central Florida. So that's why I can't head out to soccer because I'll be in Lakeland Thursday, Friday, or Wednesday, Thursday.
Is that
or
organizing rules and stuff like that? Any
voting,
changes,
yeah.
votes?
So you're voting on fall sports, got their motions in. You're going over updates for winter, spring. Like this year, for example, college baseball is a pitch clock that's mandatory.
Uh-huh.
So you're kind of making sure everything's in there.
And there's a commissioner chair, I assume, the guy who directs the meeting, and then you guys are just like, it's like a big, like a war room, essentially.
Yeah, something like that. Just not as professional. Yeah, but
wow.
yeah.
How about that? It's like the war room and the president at the end of the table. Everybody's just talking about it.
Yeah, so holidays are typically busy in college athletics.
All right. Well, are you a Thanksgiving guy then? I mean, you don't even. You have the one afternoon, you get the Thanksgiving. And then
I celebrate the birth of our country or whatever.
Is that what it is?
I don't even know. No, I think that's July 4th, but yeah, I celebrate.
I know that part, but I don't even know. It's like pilgrimage. I don't know. I'm gonna act stupid if I keep talking.
Yeah.
But so you're a Thanksgiving guy. Are you Thanksgiving over the winter holidays? And like I
prefer Christmas. Christmas is my favorite. I mean, I got my kids are 11 and 8, so I mean, the holidays are great. I'll have I'll probably get the tree out by Friday morning.
Oh, you're early tree guy. You're the first in line.
The day after Thanksgiving.
Oh, dude.
Dude, there's people in my neighborhood that have lights up.
You're one of those guys.
No, there are people with Christmas lights and trees up already.
When are you putting on the lights? You're done with the turkey, you're going to go right outside to put on the lights on the house?
Because if I'm going to do all the work, I need to maximize the time that it's up. I'm not going to do it like December 10th and then only get...
And do you take it down December 26th, or do you keep it up
until...
do it
after New Year's.
MLK Day, you do it around there?
After New Year's.
Oh, after New Year's. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, so you're big on decor with this. I wouldn't strike you as one.
We're busy.
Do you have like a fake Rudolph in front of the house with a fake
sled? I do like an inflatable Santa or something.
Oh my
do some
gosh,
lights.
you're like one of those. You're the full 9 yards, huh?
No, it's not that. I mean, there's some people in the neighborhood that go all out, but yeah. I mean,
is it a competition?
No, because I mean that'd be a whole different
hold
level.
on, if you're walking by and you see some lackluster lights or they're not trying that hard on the decor, you judge them. Don't lie.
Well, yeah, I judge them, but it's not a competition. Yeah.
So you're big on the decor, and then you'll wait.
I'm big on holidays. I mean, again,
holiday spirit.
Yeah, I mean, again, when you have kids, it's just different because.
Right. And that you're also in like this is prime like gift giving, understanding the Christmas holiday game. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Wow. All right, and Thanksgiving, it's not as much of a 11 and 8. They don't get it yet. They don't get the Thanksgiving cheer.
I mean, they have off for the week, so they.
Oh, school gets off the whole week.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, school gets off the whole week.
But I feel like, 11-year-olds and 8-year-olds don't understand Thanksgiving's about like football, hanging out. Your first time you see family sometimes.
It's being thankful for the blessings that you have throughout the year. But sure, let's throw football
the
on there.
political answer, you know? If I'm at a press conference, that's what you'd say.
Yeah.
But, it's about hanging out, and it's a little bit more relaxed of a holiday, which is, I think, why adults appreciate it a little bit more. As you get older, you appreciate it. I can't imagine, 11
For them, it's kind of the kickoff to Christmas because you've got the Macy's Day Parade, right?
Oh, you're big on that. You have the Macy's Day Parade on?
I'm not big on it, but
oh, don't tell me you watch it. You watch it?
Yeah,
you watch it every year?
Yeah, we watch it every year.
I don't know. I don't agree with
my brother-in-law on that. They fly up there because it's a whole story. But yeah, they're up there right now, so they'll go to it. So,
have you been?
No, I wouldn't. I mean,
but
that
you
I couldn't
watch it every
do.
year. There's families that watch it versus families that don't. You're a family that watches.
It's on in the background. It's
think
not something that I sit and watch, but it's on in the background.
You sure?
I'm positive.
Okay.
And because then the dog show comes on right after. So.
Oh my gosh, you're the full programming. They got you on a string. So you do.
One day, I'm telling you, one day you'll be sitting there and you'll be like, "This is what it's like." I see.
I don't think so. I'm not a Macy's Day. I'm not a Macy's. I don't think I've ever watched it fully through in my life.
When I was in my 20s, I wasn't sitting there watching the Macy's Day Parade. Trust me.
I don't know. And then the dog show. Do you go right into and then I assume you go right into the football and that's it.
Yeah, well, I'll watch football on the TV. That's just for the wife and the kids and the other
and you,
room.
Because you're big. One thing I've learned here is you're very festive. You're a festive person. You want to sell. I don't think that's a problem. I love Christmas. I love Thanksgiving.
Are you a Christmas movie fan?
Yeah, I'm a Christmas music fan. You're not gonna like that.
No, like Christmas movies.
I can listen to Mariah. No, no.
What?
I could listen to Mariah Carey all I want for Christmas every day of the year. It's one of the great songs ever released.
Okay. Let's move on from that one. Let's move on from that.
So you'll do the Christmas movies.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Charlie Brown?
No, like
the classics. Will you do It's a Wonderful Life? If you do It's a Wonderful Life,
I don't do
this segment's over. Oh, okay, you don't do the It's a Wonderful Life. That'd be
like National Lampoon's to me would be classic, and then everything after that,
It's a Wonderful Life is entire. People do that. That's performative. When people say they want to watch that movie every year, please. I've seen it once. I'm okay. I don't think I ever need to watch it again.
Right. There's a lot of good ones out that are coming out now, and Netflix has some. But yeah, it just gets you in the festive mood.
You watch the new Netflix Christmas movies?
Like Christmas Chronicles? Come on, man.
Those movies stink. Let's be honest, right? There hasn't been a good Christmas movie in years that has come out.
Christmas Chronicles is up there. I'm telling you.
Never even heard of it. I'm a movie guy.
I don't know if we can get into that one day.
All right. Are you a movie guy?
I'm a movie guy.
All right, we'll have this conversation another time. All right, so you got Thanksgiving coming up this week, and you got Kaiser University, basically everything going on at one point because you got the onset of the winter sports really kicking off regular seasons, and you get the closure of the teams that are competing for national championships, which is most of Kaiser University athletics. So you got a busy couple days here. But on the college football side of things, rivalry weekend is this weekend. You got the Egg Bowl, Mississippi State, Ole Miss. There's another one thing we got to talk about. Ole Miss basically came out and said a big PR statement. I don't know if you saw this last week, saying, all right, we talked to Lane. Essentially, what's going to happen is we are not going to announce any decision in terms of where Lane Kiffin is going to go coach next year. We will wait because our focus is on Mississippi State and closing out the regular season on a high note. We will let you know what Lane's doing after the game. Listen, this is the type of thing that you understand. This is probably coach speak for Lane is leaving. We are delaying the announcement that Lane is leaving. Am I wrong?
Maybe. I mean, why would you say anything at all then if he's leaving? Why wouldn't you just leave it alone?
Because I feel like you're just going to hear rumors, and there's rumors every 5 seconds.
But you're still going to hear rumors.
People are tracking the private planes.
Did the rumors go
from Oxford to Baton Rouge?
Did the rumors get less or more after that statement? We wouldn't be talking about it right now if he didn't make that statement.
Well, maybe. People are talking about it regardless because he's the top dog on all
I
those
get
stuff.
it. I don't know why you say anything unless there's something behind the scenes. But
why do you say that if he's coming back? Why not just extend him in the moment, right? Because it's him coming back is paired with a lucrative extension.
I mean, because agents are involved, and there might be something like you might want him back, and you may think he's coming back, but maybe you got to make sure the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. I don't know. I mean, I don't know why they said it. I don't know why you'd say anything at all.
If you had to make a prediction right now, do you think he's leaving? I think educated guess. I think there's no chance he's coming back. And I would, if I had to throw a hat in the ring. A couple years ago,
I would have said yes. I would have said, a couple years ago, I would have said definitely. I just think the landscape of college athletics, especially at that level, has changed, where I don't know that you have to go to certain schools anymore to be able to compete.
True.
So now I think it gets to, like, there's all the the variables. Like his daughter goes to school. There's other stuff there that I think now comes into play a little bit more because it's kind of a wash. Do I think that LSU and Florida historically, obviously, are better jobs? Yeah, but I mean, looking at the state where they're at now, I mean, Ole Miss is rolling. I don't know what kind of money they have coming in there to give for NIL. So I don't know. I mean, 3-4 years ago, I would have said it's a no-brainer. He's going somewhere.
Chris Swagger, the Kaiser University Athletic Director, with us in studio now, and Russo and Rizzo. Well, to build off of that, I mean, wouldn't you announce? I'm just thinking from an administrator's perspective. Ole Miss is giving him whatever he wants to stay, right? They're probably going to, all right, you name your number. We want you to stay. This is a decision to leave. It's probably based on the amount, your selling point is bigger brand, better in-state recruiting ability, and probably more NIL. That's probably what the other schools have to offer over Ole Miss, but Ole Miss can offer the salary. So if I'm sitting here trying to squash rumors for a team that's vying for the postseason, why not extend him already? That's why I'm already on the boat.
So one thing I would say is, again, this is me, but probably the deal breaker would probably be the buyout. Just looking at the way things are now. I'll use Mike Norvell as an example.
So you're thinking that coaches or teams or...
I don't think it's a good idea for anyone to get stuck in a position where the buyout is so insurmountable.
You can't just throw them $100 million and forget about it.
You're going to be stuck. Because you look at situations now where I think if people had gone back in time, they would have said, I'm fine giving you $30 million a year. I'm just not okay saying the buyout's going to be some astronomical number.
You get the years or the salary, one or the other.
Pretty much, right? So it may be a situation that they're just up against it. I mean, I don't know what goes on behind the scenes. I mean, Lane's, just from looking at it, he's a unique individual. So I don't know how the dynamic works there. Right? There's fits with boosters. There's fits with presidents, schools. I mean, it seems to be going good, but you never know.
But I feel like nowadays there's going to be – that's where I think the coaches have too much leverage. I think nowadays you mentioned the exact problem that I think that prize schools have and programs have is the coaches can say, I want 7 or 8 years. I want $10 or $11 million a year, and I want $80 million and no clauses in my contract that say that you have to buy me out when it's done. The schools are not really in a position to say no because the schools are going to get their guy. Usually they're going to get them from a different school.
Right. I think
that's where I think there needs to be a little bit of a shift back towards the median.
Right. No, I agree. I think the problem right now is if the money is coming from the same spot. So here's the question. Would you rather have a pot of money to get highly talented players and keep them and a up-and-coming decent coach and not overpay him, or overpay for what's considered a great coach and maybe not have as much money to give players?
Right. And that's
the dilemma you have to come up with now. And I think, again, that's where the buyout happens, I believe. And again, I'm just speculating here, but that would be where I think a lot of schools are kind of stuck. I mean, there's not, you start looking at jobs that are open and start going, okay, who could fill that job? And you start running out of names pretty quickly.
Yeah. Especially for the big ones. The 3 big ones, the LSU, Florida, and Penn State.
Well, yeah, but you still have Auburn sitting there.
Yep.
You still have
Arkansas still. Yep.
UCLA, I believe.
UCLA is going to be open.
And then
Cal's
there's going to be dominoes that fall. So
all of a sudden, the Louisville, Jeff Brom goes to take a job. Then all of a sudden Louisville's open. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just think it's a different decision. I would, with Ole Miss, again, maybe he stays. Maybe they give him some record contract to keep him there. But I would also think that if they're sitting there going, okay, where do we want to spend our money? If it is limited, then you also have to consider what we have to give top players. As
an FSU guy yourself, FSU came out, said, welcome back, Mike Norvell. Probably the worst type of announcement that you could possibly make. It's akin to what they did with Billy Napier last year. Billy Napier was a little bit more, we have confidence in him. The FSU was just, he's coming back. Just get used to it.
Yeah, it wasn't, again, you don't want to be house poor. So in defense of what they did, even though, I think it's inevitable probably what would happen down the road, but I think in defense of what they did, it's like, okay, do you spend all your money to buy someone out, to bring someone in, and then not have any money to give the next coach to get the roster you need?
On top of that, enter this pool of open jobs, which is probably as competitive as it's been in years.
Correct. So, I don't know what decision they had. Now, granted, they play Florida this weekend, so that let's say they go and that doesn't go well. Anything can happen. I know what they said, but
yeah,
there's always a tipping point.
This is just, he's too expensive right now. We're going to wait till he's $15 million cheaper, and then maybe we'll cough up to $35 million, $30 million next year to get rid of him if it's that bad.
Right. And we need to be able to save money for whoever we bring in next to be able to then have money to allocate. It's got to be an attractive job. If someone comes in and says, hey, you're going to give me X amount of dollars, how much do I have in the pipeline to go pay people?
Because that's the second question.
And it's zero.
Yeah, that's the second
question. Who are you
going
to get?
Right.
So, it's, again, it's changed. It's crazy where we're at nowadays, but it's what people have to deal with.
And the last week of the regular season here, to segue a little bit, stay in college football, is the playoff committee is going to have some tough decisions to make. As it stands today, tell me if I'm wrong, this is the way I view it. 5 SEC teams, Oklahoma, Ole Miss, Alabama, Georgia, and the last team there is A&M. So that's 5 SEC as it stands today, barring any losses. Oregon, Ohio State, Indiana, Michigan has a fighter's chance if they win.
Right.
But outside of that, it's 3. We're already at 8, all right? The Group of 5 champion's going to get in. The ACC champion's going to get in. The Big 12 champion's going to get in. That's 3 more. We're at 11.
Mm-hmm.
That 12th team, as it stands today, is Notre Dame. Notre Dame's got Stanford the last game of the year. Let's imagine that Notre Dame's going to be in.
Right.
Miami fans sitting there saying, hold on a second, Miami's 9-2, Notre Dame's 9-2. Why the heck is Notre Dame, ranked 4 spots ahead of Miami when Miami beat them head-to-head first game of the year? And they're thinking, if you're going to put Notre Dame in, how are you going to leave out Miami for a variety of different reasons? Head-to-head, some people are saying, well, the quality of losses is better with Notre Dame comparatively. Notre Dame's played better more recently than Miami. I lean on that side. But I'm curious to your front, where should head-to-head almost triumph all? And should the committee make a decision like that where, all right, well, we're kind of neglecting head-to-head record between Notre Dame and Miami and favoring Notre Dame here?
So I'm on a couple selection committees. And head to head is
subtle flex.
Well, no, but I'm just saying there's other criteria. And everyone I've been in, head
how
to
would
head.
you view this? Yes.
So I think you look at best wins, best losses, right? Because if you're going head to head, is Florida State getting in because they're better than Alabama? I mean,
I agree.
upsets,
And also 3 months ago,
right? Upsets happen.
Does timing come into it when they lost versus when they won?
I think naturally it does, but I just think when you look at who are your two best wins, who are your two best losses, right?
Right.
In basketball, it's quad 4, like quad wins, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many quad 4 losses do you have? How many quad 1 wins do you have? So records equal. Obviously, take best wins, best losses. Then you take head to head. Then obviously there's probably strength of schedule and some other stuff that factors in. Louisville, probably not the worst loss in the world.
They're 7-4, but yes, you're right. It's a pretty good team, and so is that. And SMU is probably going to be in the ACC championship game, barring a win this weekend against Cal.
Yeah, but I mean, I think Louisville 3-4 weeks ago would have been much better. Mm-hmm. I think that loss, as much as everyone says that loss that Louisville had helped Miami because they had a better chance of making the ACC championship game,
right.
I think it hurt them more because the better Louisville was, I think you could
Louisville
argue.
Louisville is 5-1 at that point,
Yes.
and they've lost 3 games since.
And so I think that hurts them.
Yep.
Who are Notre Dame's losses? Miami?
Notre Dame lost to A&M. They lost to A&M on the last second, and they lost to Miami where they had the ball at the end of the game to go win the game.
I mean, that's where I would sit there and say, okay.
As good of losses as you could probably draw up.
So that's where I would go with the edge there.
Because of the quality of losses is the differentiator to you.
Well, they were in both games. Both teams are top, Texas A&M top 5.
Miami was also home in that first game of the year.
And then they've beaten everyone else. Now, granted, some of the wins were dominant, some weren't, but they don't have any losses to teams that aren't going to either make their own conference championship game or aren't going to have a chance at making the playoffs.
Now, do you think there could be a trickle-down effect here of saying, all right, well, Notre Dame Miami was an optional game, all things considered. Why play the games? Why try to get a game like that on your schedule
because I think
if it's not going to help you?
If Miami doesn't have that win, are they any closer? So let's say they beat
if they have
UCF. Let's say they beat UCF and they're sitting there with 1 loss.
Well, remember, they still beat Notre Dame, so they'd still have 2 losses. They'd still lose to SMU and Louisville.
Yeah.
So those are in conference. So you're right. So I guess that's the argument that you'd probably go with is, all right, well, you still lost games you shouldn't have lost. Does a 2-loss Miami with 2 losses at Louisville and SMU without a Notre Dame win, are they any better in any better of a spot? That's why you play the games. But the thing is, they're still not making the playoff.
But you control your destiny. I mean, look, we've had, just a couple weeks ago, we had some games where we dropped from like the 3 seed or 4 seed to like the 14. Do I still think we're better than the 14 seed? 1,000% in women's soccer.
As Kaiser women's soccer.
But we also had a chance, if we had won our conference championship game, we would have taken care of business. So I don't like the seeding, but I also somewhat understand the fact that we were in, like, the argument is all you had to do was win the game that you were in, and you would have taken care of business.
And it's always Miami in these conversations too, because last year it was Miami, and then they dropped the last game of the year. I believe that was the Syracuse game. So it happens that we should be here, we should be there. It's like, all right, well, don't lose the games you're supposed to win.
So the bigger conversation obviously goes back to probably preseason or last year when you had Florida State, Miami, North Carolina, those schools talking, Clemson, about what can we do to leave the ACC.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's the challenge right now in the conference is as the year goes on, you've got teams that they lost out of conference, so they don't have a great record. They won in conference, so they're going to play for their conference championship.
Mm-hmm. SMU,
you
UVA.
You had UVA, you had Georgia Tech, there was someone else there in the mix for a little bit. Yeah, so you had that going on. You don't even play for your own conference championship. Teams aren't that great. If you got 2 losses in the SEC, you're good. If you have 3 losses in the SEC, you're good.
But that's just less.
And they still have to go to Pitt.
I know
which is not.
Wouldn't it be
easy
classic
game.
Miami just to lose this game and just put everybody's argument to bed?
Yeah, that's not an easy game. This time of year up there. I mean, it's like you don't want to play Boston College in November at Boston College. I mean,
Pitt could beat them. Pitt has played well too, and this is keep in mind, this is a Pitt team. If Miami were to win, Pitt played Notre Dame 2 weeks ago, fresh in everybody's mind, 37-15 final score. So if you're going to win, the committee is going to look at how you beat them versus how Notre Dame beat them. Now, you still need help.
Now, do I think Miami, based off the resume, is one of the top, should be in the playoffs, all things being equal? In other words, you don't have a group of 5. You don't have, So I think there's 2 different arguments. Are they a good enough team to make it? Yes. But the problem is there's not that many spots.
But do you have a problem with that format? With the Big 12 getting a spot, Group of 5 getting a spot? I love it
No,
Because
I don't
make
think
big
you can-
games.
yeah.
We want big games.
Yeah.
We want next weekend to feel big because I'm going to be all over the American Championship and I'm going to be all over the Big 12 Championship.
Well, you have a betting problem.
No,
so that's a
it's
different.
not, no.
Okay.
But because it's a win.
Are you betting on the games?
I'm not betting on the games. I'm not. I only bet the futures. I bet the
Okay.
futures and then our parlays with Blitz.
I think with parity, like you don't know from year to year, so to leave a conference out, I love cross conference matchups. Like this week we play Southeastern Kaiser in football at 1 o'clock. Good team. I love playing teams that we haven't played before, just naturally because I like to see styles, matchups, different conferences. It's just I don't know. I
different
just like
fans.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, you just get to kind of see how you stand up against other parts of the country because you don't get to do it all the time. So that's why I like Big 12, even Group of 5. You know, I know Boise State last year, and I don't know if it was BYU.
BYU, no, it was SMU who got in. SMU get destroyed by Penn State. Boise State makes it. Remember, they get the
No, but is BYU the team that potentially makes it this year, or are they?
BYU is on the outside looking in. They're in the 11th seed. They're 10-1. They're probably going to have to win the Big 12 championship too.
But I would love to see BYU play some, just to see it, right? Like, I mean, it would just be interesting to see that game. So I like the format. I'm just saying there's two different arguments. The argument of are they good enough? Yes. But the problem is that's not how the playoffs are.
Yeah, you got to play by the format. Yeah,
Right.
that's it. You got to play by the format. It's like Eastern Conference, Western Conference, the NBA. Western Conference is so much better than the Eastern Conference. Well, hold on a second. Our team won 44 games, and we're not going to be in the postseason. Well, fine. I mean, you're not in the Eastern Conference. You got to play to the Western Conference.
Right. And then you're LeBron. You just jump around.
Yeah, and you're LeBron. You find the easiest path.
Yeah.
NFL just dealt with this last year. 9-win teams winning their division, getting a home game versus the Vikings of the world who won 14 games and not getting a home game.
Are you guys going to jump out of your league to a different one now that you got a couple losses in the youth basketball?
So youth basketball, Mike Rizzo and I coach a 7th and 8th grade boys team in the Palm Beach Gardens Youth Athletic Association. Famously, Steve Politzino, our esteemed president, great man, who is the president of Good Karma Brands and the president of that league. After the first game of the year, our team was too good. We won by 35. He took away one of our best players and put it on one of the worst teams in the league. All right, well, we had a major problem with that. We aired it out with our grievances, as you know. And,
in a very professional way, on air, in front of all the listeners to hear about youth sports. Yeah.
And so after that, we won the second game close, and then we lost 2 in a row. And so what do? I get a text from Steve Politzino this week, and he goes, this individual back on your team. Back on your team.
Yeah, I was gonna. I mean, Mike's not here today, but I was gonna say that the more I thought about it, I'm gonna start calling him Mike Harbaugh because last time his argument was
he will never forgive you if you say that.
He's Mike Harbaugh. I'm just saying he sounded very Michigan. He did
a little complaining.
Hey, I mean, it was pretty much like, hey, our team's too good. An opposing coach, not going to say who on this side, but Blackbeard calls in, gets us in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Commissioner steps in, makes some decisions I don't like. I mean, it sounds very much Michigan, as much as he's opposed to that. But
absolutely, and we got him back. So now all of a sudden,
you have no excuses.
Now we have no excuses.
Yeah.
We had excuses at first, and we've played poorly. We've had a bad 2 games. You would not be proud. We've had a bad couple.
Imagine
games.
that. You air out your grievances against all the other teams in the league, and they come after you. I mean,
now we got a target on their back. Is that what you're saying?
Possibly.
Not good about that. Well, Chris, what's going on for those who want to know what the Kaiser Seahawks schedule is? Let's say next week. What is it going to look like?
Well, I'll start this weekend. So we got home playoff game, second round, 1 o'clock, Kaiser University, us for Southeastern.
For football.
Winner advances to third round, so round of 8. We've got home basketball actually tonight, so men's basketball plays tonight at 6. And then starting next week, I mean, we're in full swing with winter sports. So we'll have basketball at home. You know, hopefully we'll have another playoff game if we advance this week. That would be 1 o'clock. So basically, we are the 2 seed, so we are going to host throughout as long as we keep winning up until the championship game. So every Saturday we'd have a game at 1 o'clock at home. And then women's soccer advances. They actually play up in Pensacola on Tuesday afternoon in the round of 16. So if they continue to advance, then over the next week they'll be competing for a national championship.
Wow. Just another one. Would that be the first one of the fall season?
First of the fall, yes.
That would be the first of the fall season.
I think it'd be
number
third or fourth.
Third or fourth. That'd be the first of the fall season.
Yep.
First of potentially many. Chris, we appreciate it as always. Enjoy the holidays. Enjoy Thanksgiving. We know you're a big fan. Enjoy that Macy's Day Parade. Are you going to record it on the DVR and maybe watch it back if you miss any of it?
I might watch the highlights.
We appreciate it as always. Looking forward to talking again soon. That's Chris Swager, the Kaiser University Athletic Director. Ask the AD with Kaiser University. We'll build that college football playoff on the other side of things. It's Russo Rizzo, ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 1063.
For nearly 30 years, Jay Zolo and Associates has helped local businesses harness the full power of QuickBooks. This holiday season, they're thankful for the confidence their clients place in them year after year. From setup and cleanup to troubleshooting, management, and personalized QuickBooks training, Jay Zolo brings clarity and reliability to your financial process. Jay Zolo makes QuickBooks work the way it should for the way you work. Visit jzolo.com to learn more. That's JZOLLO.com.
Kaiser University's flagship campus. The 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 26 national championships, including back-to-back-to-back lacrosse titles, and they just won their first ever national championship for men's tennis. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
Come to Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach, where we're changing the game. No pushy salespeople, just friendly product specialists on salary, ready to help you find your perfect Kia. During the Kia Season of New Traditions sales event, save up to $11,000 off MSRP on select new Kias. We even put the factory invoice right on the windshield so you can see exactly what you're saving. No back and forth, just one manager from start to finish for a smooth, easy process. We'll handle your paperwork, transfer your tag and insurance, and even schedule a post-delivery review to walk you through your new features on your time. Can't make it in? We'll bring the test drive to you. So don't wait. Visit Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach today. No hassle, no pressure, just the perfect car for you. Online at GreenwayKiaWestPalmBeach.com.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
With approval through KF8 stock number SG005991. MSRP $45,235 plus tax, tag, and $9.99 admin fee. Discount includes all Kia factory rebates to dealer. Offers don't combine. Expires 1/5/26.
The PGA Tour is back in Palm Beach. The Cognizant Classic returns February 25th through March 1st to the Champion Course at PGA National Resort and Spa. Be here to watch PGA Tour players take on the Bear Trap, one of the toughest stretches in golf, while enjoying elevated fan activities around every corner. Experience the energy with your friends and take in the excitement of this can't-miss event. Tickets are on sale now at thecognizantclassic.com.
Snowbirds, welcome back. Time to trade your coats and hats for swim trunks and sunscreen. And get your home ready for company. Before the family arrives, make sure your home's water is in top shape. Hard water and hidden minerals can leave spots on dishes, dull your laundry, and dry out your skin. Not exactly festive. Schedule your free water test today before the holiday rush. Culligan will make sure your water is as clear and welcoming as that ocean view. Visit Culligan.com or just say,
Hey, Culligan man!
Your fantasy roster is set, the smack talk is heating up, and this season ESPN Bet is giving you more ways to ride with your squad. Introducing the ESPN Bet Fan Center, where you can instantly link and bet on your fantasy teams right in the ESPN Bet app. An enhanced sports betting experience only from ESPN Bet, the sportsbook for sports fans. Make the connection today with ESPN Bet Fan Center and the ESPN Fantasy app. ESPN Bet Sportsbook, download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Coach Saban here, and let me tell you, every second matters. Preparation is everything, and that's why I trust Kidde Smoke Alarms.
And as North America's #1 home fire safety brand, they're built to respond over 25% faster to smoke detection. Kidde helps protect what matters the most. Find it at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. #1 claim based on total household installations as of December 2023. 29% faster average smoke detection based on internal testing of smoldering wood fires for Kidde 9th edition versus leading competitor 8th edition products.
Hey guys, Mike Rizzo here. I know you're moving soon. Don't stress it. Call Good Greek for your total relocation solution. From packing and storage to local and long-distance moves, Spiro and his team at Good Greek Moving and Storage has you covered from start to finish. Trusted by families, businesses, and teams like the Heat and the Hurricanes for over 2 decades. Make your next move simple, safe, and stress-free.
Good Greek Moving and Storage. Your superhero movers.
She ain't gon' tie me down. Why you on the road? Buying all the shirts, all the hats, all the clothes. What you want right now? What up right now? I think you need to close your mouth, cause you ain't gon' tie me down. Tie me down, tie me down. You ain't gon' tie me down.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Hard Rock Bet is your place to get in on the action, whether it's college basketball, which is in feast week right now, whether it's the NFL, which has a great slate of games the next couple of days, college football and rivalry weekend tonight. It got it all in one spot. Bet just $5 on the app. You get $150 in bonus bets immediately if you bet that first $5 bet and win it. Refer a friend. Get an extra $50. It's all available on the app. Check out the Discover page because it's perfect. The layout is great for the new player and the experienced player. If you don't know how to operate a sportsbook, you can figure it out. If you do know how to operate a sportsbook and you demand a lot out of what your sportsbook offers, Hard Rock Bet is your place. Go check it out today. Hard Rock Bet offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus, physically present in Florida. The wager. If you or somebody knows a gambling problem, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE. Colin Russo, Damian Prez. Appreciate Chris Swagger, the Kaiser University Athletic Director, giving us a little time previously. All right, Damian. Let's go back to this really quick because I want to get your thoughts. Miami in or out of the playoff? You think it's a good thing or a bad thing that they're getting left out, even with the Notre Dame head-to-head win?
I think it's a bad thing. I think Miami as a team deserves to be there. They've gone through their ups and downs this season. I know Carson Beck is a big question mark for Miami, but I think Miami, if we look at the landscape of the ACC, I think Miami deserves to be in. And
you think the committee's doing the wrong thing here by not putting Miami in?
I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like Miami has enough self-inflicted wounds.
Can you also rationalize it? And you understand?
Yeah. Oh, you absolutely can. Miami has enough self-inflicted wounds where I can see where someone will come to the decision where they'll say Miami doesn't deserve to be in.
Right.
But if we look at the eye test, the frame of work, the progression they've made from last year too, because that's a big thing with Miami. I think last year they were on defense horrible. I think Miami's a team that can compete in the playoffs.
All right. So Damian, let's do a little exercise here. Let's figure out where we think the college football playoff, how it's going to play out, and this includes seedings. Who do you think is going to get those byes, and who do you think is going to move on to the next round? So this is a little in advance, obviously, because we don't know who the one winning the conference championships, and those games will make a difference. But as it stands today, Ohio State, Indiana, A&M, and Georgia, keep in mind that is not the top 4 ranked conference champions that get the byes. It's just the top 4 overall teams. I'm under the impression, I think this is the year Ohio State beats Michigan.
Yeah.
I do. I think this is the year that actually Ohio State probably wins pretty easy against Michigan. I think they're due.
We were saying that last year.
True. But I have a hard time seeing this happen again. I do. I think Ohio State has a little bit of a winning blood now that they've won the championship. I'm glad I'm saying this with no Mike Rizzo in town. They finally got a sense of what winning a national championship, at least recently with Day, feels like. They've had that massive game that they showed up in and won. I think this game's going to feel a little bit bigger, a little smaller in their eyes, and they're not going to overthink it to a sense. And therefore, I think Ohio State's going to win. So I think Ohio State will win this weekend. Purdue has Indiana. I think Indiana's going to blow the doors off of them. Texas has Texas A&M this weekend. I actually think A&M's going to win this one because I think Texas A&M will
really
compete
quickly.
in the game.
What does that mean for Michigan's playoff hopes if they do?
They
lose
need to
Ohio
win.
State?
Win and in. They win, they're getting in.
So if they lose, they're out.
Yeah, losing out. So I think the easy way to do this and do this exercise is to keep it at 3 Big Ten teams. Michigan throws a wrench in the mix if they win, because then the committee will have to make a decision on whether to put Michigan in the game, in the playoff, potentially leave them out.
Which you have to if they beat Ohio State.
You almost have to get the best win on the schedule. Then you got to cut somebody out. And who are you cutting out?
Right.
Then you get to cut out an SEC team because there's the only
It's
other
a tough
at-larges.
job.
Only other at-larges are SEC. So you'd have to cut out an SEC team. Maybe you get lucky. Now, on this, to jump around a little further, I think Auburn's going to give Alabama everything they can handle. That stadium is haunted. Jordan Hare, Auburn, Knight. Auburn practices all year just for this game. Alabama's got everything to play for and everything to lose. Auburn's got absolutely nothing to lose. Auburn's going to give them everything they can handle. That's going to be the really competitive game of the weekend in terms of the rivalry implicating matchup. That's the one to look forward to. But if I had to call it today, I think 2 weeks from now, when we're figuring out what that playoff's going to look like, I don't think you're going to see anything other than Ohio State, Indiana, A&M, and I actually think the win or lose SEC champion is going to get that final bid.
So Georgia or Alabama?
I think that final bye is what I'm saying. Yes, that's what I do think. I think the top 4 as it stands today, if we had to put money on it, I think that would be the top 4 by the end.
So Georgia will beat Alabama in the SEC championship.
Is that how it stands today? It would be no, because A&M would be undefeated, so A&M would be in that conference championship game. And then Georgia and Alabama, we got to figure out the three-way tie. We'll figure that out momentarily. But Georgia, Ole Miss, Alabama all have one loss in conference. Georgia is not playing another SEC game. So Ole Miss has to win. Georgia has to head-to-head over Ole Miss. I actually, weirdly enough, I got a feeling Alabama's going to lose that game against Auburn.
Really?
I do. I have a feeling Alabama's going to lose that game.
Because Bama has the win over Georgia.
Yes. And with one loss, you'd have to figure out what the tiebreaker would be because it wouldn't be head-to-head because Georgia beat Ole Miss. Alabama beat Georgia. You can't just head-to-head transitive property it. I think it's record against common opponents. So therefore, I don't know exactly what that looks like right now. I'd have to go through the tiebreaker scenario, but I actually think Alabama's going to lose. Let's just do it for the exercise. That Ohio State, Indiana are going to be up there. Texas A&M, I'm going to imagine that the 2 seed will be the winner of the SEC. So let's say that's Texas A&M. And let's say Indiana's 3. And then the loser of the SEC, let's throw Georgia out there, is going to be the 4. Now the rest of the way, you get 8 teams, 5 versus 12, 6 versus 11, 7 versus 10, 8 versus 9. You got 4 home games to hand out, right? Let's think about who's getting the home games in a potential college football playoff scenario. I know a lot changes in the next 2 weeks, but as it stands today, I think the committee would do it differently. I think they'd do it like this. I don't know if they're going to punish Ole Miss if Ole Miss does not have Lane Kiffin. Ole Miss is going to be in the postseason as long as they beat Mississippi State, but do you still give them a home game when you know that they're not going to have their head coach? That is something that you have to take into consideration.
That's like when FSU lost their quarterback.
When they lost Jordan Travis, you guys hurt them for that. Why wouldn't you hurt Ole Miss for the same exact thing? You know it's not the same team. Now, I could see them just foregoing it and saying if Ole Miss loses, Ole Miss loses. Make the game a little bit more interesting. But I would say the home games is going to be the winner of that Big 12, whether that's Texas Tech or BYU. Let's throw Tech out there. Texas Tech is going to get a home game. I would say 2 SEC teams will get a home game as well. So Oklahoma, if Oklahoma wins, Oklahoma will get a home game. Ole Miss, if they win, that's the question mark. Will they get a home game? Texas Tech should get one. And then outside of that, the ACC champion, the Big 12 champion, or no, the ACC champion, the Group 5 champion are not getting home games.
No.
So we know that for sure.
You do have Oregon at 9-1.
That's true. Oregon will get a home game. Done. So Oregon gets a home game. Let's do the 12s too. The 12 is going to be the Group of 5. So let's imagine that's going to be the American champion. The 11 is going to be the ACC winner. We know that. The 11 seed in the college football playoff. We know that's going to be the ACC winner, I think, regardless of what happens. Now you got to figure out who's going to play on the road. In my world, I would say get Notre Dame on the road. Get Notre Dame on the road. I would like that. I could see them. That they're going to be in that 8-9 game regardless. So hopefully they don't get that home game. So I'm going to throw out there loosely that Notre Dame is going to get a road game at 9. I think they're going to be in that 8-9 game. You really want to test them? That's the perfect spot for them. They're going to be in the most competitive game of the first round. You want to punish them in some sense with no conference. That's probably how you do it. That last game, in terms of who could get in,
Oklahoma?
Oklahoma's going to get a home game as long as they beat LSU this weekend. We're looking at teams like you got Tech in right here. So you got ACC Group of 5 Notre Dame. Then you got Tech, Oklahoma, Ole Miss, Oregon. And then that last team you'd put in is that 5th SEC team, whether it be Alabama or the other. Alabama, and I'm going to include an other, will be in the spot. Alabama's going to play in that last road game, that 10, right? So Alabama, win or lose, even against Auburn, they're the 10 seed right now in the AP 25. They would play a road game. I would guess that they're going to play on the road in that 7-10 game, maybe in that 8-9 game.
Can I throw out Vanderbilt?
Vanderbilt's waiting on the outside. So Alabama, group of 5 would be the 12 seed. The ACC winner would be the 11 seed. If it ends today, Alabama would be that 10, Notre Dame 9, and then you got to figure out who's hosting the home games. Now, see, thank God I don't run this because I would do this in terms of the most competitive games. I would say the Big 12 winner will be somewhere around the 6 or the 7. I would say that last team in of the Oklahoma, Ole Miss, Oregon, and Tech would probably be Oklahoma. Notre Dame at Oklahoma, first at that 8-9 game. That would
like
be
it.
that would be probably that biggest one. And I like that game because it's two big marquee programs, good defenses, tough home environment, but it's a winnable game for Notre Dame. That'd be a competitive game. I'm not sure if they do it that way, but that's a competitive game. You got Ole Miss, Tech, and Oregon to hand out. I think they'd try to avoid it, but I think that Ole Miss would get the 7 spot.
What's Texas Tech's remaining schedule like?
Texas Tech, the rest of the way, they're 10-1 total right now. They're still going to have to play BYU in that Big 12 championship game, and they got West Virginia on the road last game of the year. So West Virginia's trying to play spoiler. West Virginia's 4-7. Let's assume that Tech's going to be.
They're locked into that conference finals pretty much.
They're locked. No, yeah, they're locked into the conference championship, and that's going to be a win and in game. I think the loser of that game is not getting in. So whether that's BYU or Tech losing for the second time, I don't think that there's going to be a 2-bid conference. I don't know how I do it. So what we have right now is the buys in the college football playoff. We have Ohio State, Texas A&M at 2, Indiana at 3, Georgia at 4. Then we're going to go from 12 to 5. 12 is going to be the group of 5 champion. That's going to be probably the American. The ACC winner is going to be the 11 seed. The 10 seed, as it stands today, is going to be Alabama or that team inserted in place of Alabama. So if Alabama were to lose to Auburn, that would probably be Vanderbilt or Miami. Or not BYU, probably Vanderbilt or Miami. That's what that would be as that 10. Number 9 is going to be Notre Dame. I'd like to see them play a road game. You gave them a home field advantage last year. I would say do it. Let Notre Dame be that 9 and go on the road and win a game. As for Oklahoma, I would put them at 8. Oklahoma just has LSU the last game of the year. They have 2 losses. This makes the most sense for them. Tech is going to play the extra game, so they're going to get the Big 12 championship game, which is why I think they'll be rewarded for this. I'm not sure if they're going to say, Tech, go take that 7 spot, and then have Ole Miss and Oregon play in the 5 and 6. Ole Miss potentially, most likely, without a head coach. And then Oregon is going to be probably that 5 seed. As long as they beat Washington this weekend, they still have a chance to play in the Big 10 championship game if Michigan wins. But this is without Michigan winning. They would put Oregon at the 5 seed. Then they'd have the 6 and the 7 remaining. Oklahoma would play Notre Dame. Oregon would play the Group of 5 champion, the ACC winner in Alabama. And you have Tech and Ole Miss. I'm not sure if they're going to try to split apart the SEC there and give Tech Alabama or give Tech the ACC winner. I lean that they would reward Tech for winning their conference and give them the 6th seed to play the ACC winner, and Ole Miss would have to deal with Alabama. That's what I would think would happen. And Ole Miss, mind you, a team that played Georgia this year and played well in the game but did not play Alabama. So the committee's okay with that. It's not a replay game. So what we have, I don't hate this. And then we'll talk about if Michigan were to win, what would happen. Ohio State is at 1. A&M would be at 2 because they'd win the SEC in this scenario. Indiana, this is them losing the Big Ten. I think they would still get the top 4 seed. That would be the 3rd overall seed. Georgia, let's assume the loser of the SEC will be here. I think that will be a 4. Oregon would be 5. Tech 6. Ole Miss 7. Oklahoma 8. 9 Notre Dame. Alabama at 10. ACC winner at 11. 12 is going to be the group of 5. That's where I'd sit today. And I'm putting Tech above BYU. Now, if Michigan were to win,
everything's flipped on its head.
Who do you take out? Of the teams we have here, who do you take out if Michigan were to win? Because you got 2 options as far as I see it. You got Alabama or Notre Dame.
It's tough.
Alabama's got much better wins.
That's why.
They'd have the same record, but Alabama's beaten Vanderbilt head to head. They've beaten Georgia head to head. They've beaten Missouri head to head. They've beaten Tennessee head to head. They lost to Oklahoma, but right then and there, that's 4 ranked wins.
Well, let's be honest. If it's between Alabama and Notre Dame, I feel like Notre Dame never gets punished by the committee, I feel like, in a way.
I don't disagree with what you're saying. I'd like to think that Alabama did not get in last year, and you could have made the argument Alabama could have gotten in, and they put Notre Dame in. If there's a year to screw over a team, maybe it is Notre Dame. But I would say, I mean, if I had to call it from the shoot from the hip, it would either be Notre Dame or that 5th SEC team.
This is where not playing in a conference can come back to bite them in the tail end.
And I would like that. Out of principle, what you're saying makes a lot of sense. I don't know if that's how the committee feels because they love Notre Dame and they want the big market brand team in the college football playoff.
I feel
like this is only if Michigan wins. Because if Michigan wins, Indiana and Ohio State are still getting in, regardless of what happens. Then we're looking at Oregon, because if Ohio State doesn't beat Michigan, Ohio State's not playing in the Big Ten championship game. It's the last game they'll play.
Right.
Michigan and Oregon could play in that extra game, but both those teams would still probably get in. Now, if Michigan wins and beats Ohio State and then loses the Big Ten championship game, do you have a conversation? Yes. We're probably getting too far into the weeds on that one. Let's just assume that there's going to be 4 Big Ten teams if Michigan beats Ohio State.
Yeah, pretty much.
Then you got to cut out either Alabama or Notre Dame. My personal opinion, you cut out Notre Dame.
I'm right there with you. I don't know if the committee will do that, but that's what I hope would happen in that scenario.
Because Alabama's lost more recently than Notre Dame. Notre Dame's a big brand. Alabama's a huge brand, and we're sort of waiting for them to get in. They have good wins. But if Michigan were to win, Alabama would probably be cut out, or Notre Dame.
And I know Alabama has the week 1 loss to FSU, but that loss to Oklahoma shouldn't be such a big. I mean, I know they were
lost
at home.
They lost
it at home. But I mean, Oklahoma, they're 8-2. They're going to make the playoffs. So that was a playoff contending team that they lost to.
Yeah, it's a tricky spot. I would say the right thing to do is to take out Notre Dame. Played Syracuse and Stanford as their 2 last games of the year in the regular season. I can't stand for that. I would say that's the easy one to cut out because Alabama's got 2 good of wins. They got the same record. How are you gonna punish Alabama? And Alabama's got the worst loss of the 2, but Oklahoma's not a bad loss. Oklahoma's a better loss than Miami.
And they're in the SEC.
And they're in the SEC, and they've beaten Georgia at Georgia. They beat Tennessee. They beat Vanderbilt. It's hard to rationalize that argument, especially if Alabama wins. Now, is it going to play out this way? Could Alabama still lose? Yes. But if Michigan were to beat Ohio State, now let's pose this question. If Michigan were to get into beat Ohio State and then lose in the Big Ten championship game, do they still get in?
I don't think so.
That would be the 3rd loss with an extra game.
I don't think they get in at that point.
Sort of like
who do you leave out?
It's sort of an SMU situation from last year. That would be you put back in Alabama, who didn't play in the game.
Alabama and Notre Dame.
See, that'd be a situation where Notre Dame didn't play an extra game. Alabama didn't play an extra game, potentially. And Michigan does play an extra game after beating Ohio State and doesn't get in. That's where it's a little unfair.
It's
but
a
I
tough
understand
job. They got a tough job.
So I understand. You're probably right. Michigan would probably get cut out. They'd probably have to win the Big Ten if that's the case. Or have one of those tiebreaker scenarios where they could just beat Ohio State and just be done with it. And somehow, some way, Oregon and Indiana get into the Big Ten championship game and it's no Michigan.
Well, that's the thing. If they do lose the Big Ten championship, I mean, you're really rewarding that Ohio State win. I know they have a good record, but that's the win that pretty much got them in.
It's the biggest win on the schedule, though, for anybody.
It is.
That's
the best team.
It's the biggest win of anybody. So I don't know how they'd handle that, but as it stands today, if I were to put together a college football playoff, I think what the committee would do, assuming that Texas Tech wins the Big 12, there's an ACC winner in a group of 5, barring that Ohio State wins the Big 10, A&M wins the SEC. Ohio State would be 1, A&M would be 2. The loser of that Big Ten championship game, let's say Indiana, would be 3. The loser of that SEC championship game, let's say Georgia, would be 4. Then you'd put 5 Oregon, that Big Ten team who doesn't have to play in that Big Ten championship game will probably be the 5 seed. Then you got Texas Tech as the 6. I think they'd reward them for winning their conference. Then you got Ole Miss and Oklahoma both getting home games. I don't know if they punished Ole Miss for if they lose their coach, but let's assume with 1 loss, if they beat Mississippi State, they'll get in. Group of 5 champion will be the 12 seed playing Oregon. The ACC winner will for sure be the 11 seed playing, let's assume, Texas Tech. That actually would be a good game in terms of keeping the SEC away from throttling everybody. That's actually could be an interesting game. Alabama would play Ole Miss, an SEC matchup we didn't see in the regular season. Oklahoma would play Notre Dame. Big marquee brands playing in Oklahoma. I think that'd be a fun game.
It's a great picture.
That's a great picture. And then if Michigan comes in, rip this to shreds and forget about it.
Back to the drawing board.
Back to the drawing board. Damian Perez, Colin Russo. We'll do a little 5 and 5 on the other side of things. Stick around for it. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Anna Jar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station. This is ESPN 1063, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Find official rules for all your favorite ESPN West Palm contests by visiting ESPNWestPalmContests.com. That's ESPNWestPalmContests.com. You're listening to ESPN 1063, the ESPN app, and streaming on your smart speaker.
The Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, an affiliate of the Palm Beach Health Network, is committed to delivering high-quality care to the communities they serve. Their award-winning physicians and specialists provide a level of expertise that has resulted in regional firsts and outstanding patient outcomes. For a physician referral, call 866-654-2362. To learn more about the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, visit pbhnphysiciangroup.com, pbhnphysiciangroup.com, to get in touch with the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group.
Winter is coming and your neighborhood DQ Grill and Chill is ready. Treat yourself to the new Peppermint Bark Blizzard or the Frosted Sugar Cookie Blizzard. 2 festive flavors that taste just like the holidays. Still hungry? Try DQ's Sweet Chili Tossed Chicken Tenders. A perfect balance of sweet and heat. And while you're at DQ Grill and Chill, make your celebration complete. Stop in today and order your DQ holiday cake. DQ Grill and Chill with 2 convenient locations, 4828 Lake Worth Road and US 1 just south of North Lake.
Your fantasy roster is set, the Smack Talk is heating up, and this season ESPN Bet is giving you more ways to ride with your squad. Introducing the ESPN Bet Fan Center, where you can instantly link and bet on your fantasy teams right in the ESPN Bet app. An enhanced sports betting experience only from ESPN Bet, the sportsbook for sports fans. Make the connection today with ESPN Bet Fan Center and the ESPN Fantasy app. ESPN Bet Sportsbook, download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Coach Saban here, and let me tell you, every second matters. Preparation is everything, and that's why I trust Kidda Smoke Alarms.
And as North America's #1 home fire safety brand, they're built to respond over 25% faster to smoke detection. Kidda helps protect what matters the most. Find it at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. #1 claim based on total household installations as of December 2023. 29% faster average smoke detection based on internal testing of smoldering wood fires for Kidda 9th edition versus leading competitor 8th edition products.
This is the Inter Miami save of the game.
And now it's worked into the 6-yard box on a header, and Rocco Rios Novo's forced into a save. Brenner got his head on it, didn't get enough pace as he tried to tuck it inside the far post, and Rios Novo has his first challenge of the night, and he passes the test. It's the first shot on target of the evening.
Brought to you by PNC Bank. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865.
ESPN 1063 is your home for live sports presented by Hard Rock Bet, home of Inter Miami, Miami Heat, and the Miami Dolphins. Catch all the action and the biggest matchups throughout the week right here on ESPN 1063. Hard Rock Bet, it's Florida's official sports book. Try Hard Rock Bet now and receive up to $100 back in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. It's offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida, must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida. Wager terms and conditions apply. Considered by gambling. Call 1-888-ADMIT.
Football season is here, and the ultimate game day headquarters is Twin Peaks. Whether it's college Saturdays or NFL Sundays, catch every kickoff, every touchdown, every Hail Mary right here at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views. From scratch-made favorites to ice-cold 29-degree draft beers, Twin Peaks is delivering all the winning plays. Looking for a stronger lineup? No one does game day like Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks, come for the game, stay for the experience.
Now, it's time for a little R&R.
All into the bucket, lays it up and in.
Ball game, Rizzo! Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 1063.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy! Light him up, Colin!
Oh, the CFP talk's got me jazzed up for bowl season. We mentioned the college football playoff. Well, the teams that sort of come up in second in that regard, but teams that want to be playing for bigger and for more can get their chance to get some Bush's Baked Beans. That's right. The Boca Raton Bowl down in Boca has a new name. The Bush's Boca Raton Bowl of Beans. Thousands and thousands of ounces of baked beans will be present at Flagler Credit Union Stadium on December 23rd, 2 p.m. down in Boca. Join two of the best teams from the group of 5 that are going to battle it out for their chance at the title. 2 p.m., it's going to be on ESPN and ESPN 106.3. You can read all of it, catch up to all of it on Twitter at Boca Bowl, all those great spots as we inch closer to that bowl season. That's the 2025 Bush's Boca Raton Bowl of Beans. Wow. Talk about that for a name of all names. I wonder how much beans each team is going to get for winning the bowl game. That's got to be the big sell, right? Got to be the big sell. Nonetheless, Damian Perez is behind the glass today. It's Colin Russo. No Mike Rizzo today, live from the City Play Studios in downtown West Palm Beach. If you missed any of the program, go listen back on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, all those great places. Damian behind the glass today. Damian, how are you today, my friend?
Doing great. How you doing?
Not too bad. Let's bounce around. Let's have a little fun. Let's do a little 5 by Flagler Credit Union.
5 topics.
High five.
5 o'clock.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Let's get out of here.
Endless takes.
You can't handle the truth.
All gas, no brakes.
And it's shaking Big Ten.
It's time for the 5 at 5.
Hold on to your butts.
Presented by Flagler Credit Union, proud supporter of FAU athletics. Number 1.
The 49ers and the Panthers played last night in Monday Night Football, where the game ended 20-9 in a San Francisco win. Brock Purdy threw 3 interceptions, and Bryce Young threw 2. Are the 49ers playoff-bound contenders in an NFC conference that's absolutely loaded?
They're going to be in the postseason, if I had to guess today. They're going to be one of those wild card spots. I think if there's going to be a team that's cut out, it'll be the NFC North side. But I don't think this team's good enough to win a playoff game. I don't. Why do I say that? They have offensive pieces. I actually think Brock Purdy, I could trust him in a big game. I love McCaffrey. I love Kittle. Trent Williams. They got a lot of stars. But defensively, I know they got Rob Saleh, who's, pitching a good game, essentially. I don't know if they have consistently enough pieces to compete in a really tight environment. They've had a very easy schedule up to this point. They haven't played a lot of the brass in the NFC on the top end of things, partially because they had that last place finish last year with all the injuries. And I also don't trust Shanahan in a big game. Can you sue me? Can you blame me? I don't trust Shanahan in a big game. So from that perspective, I think this team will probably make the postseason total, but I think that's going to be the extent of their run. I'm not too high on their ability to win a playoff game. Damian, would you agree with me?
I agree. I mean, if you look at the defense, they're the last in the NFL in pressuring the quarterback and getting sacks.
They're dead last? Wow.
Dead last. They only had one last night against Bryce Young. Now, granted, they still won the game, but now there is something to be said. If your quarterback can throw 3 interceptions in a game and you can still win, there's something to be said about that.
Is that anti-Panthers or pro-49ers? Both.
I think it's 50-50.
Okay.
But I agree. I think if they do make the playoffs, they would probably be a first-round exit.
Number 2.
Thanksgiving matchup are absolutely loaded with implications. At 1 p.m., we got the Packers visiting the Lions. 4:30, the Chiefs will visit the Cowboys. And at 8:20, the Bengals will be playing the Ravens. Who has the most to lose out of these Thanksgiving matchups?
All right, so there's a couple options we could go here. Number 1, Baltimore's already got the lead over Pittsburgh. I don't think Baltimore's the answer here. I don't. Baltimore can lose that game against Cincinnati, and they just still need to beat the Steelers once or twice to be in a good spot to finish off the division hot. So I actually don't think it's Baltimore here, despite them having the worst record of the bunch. There's a couple you could choose from. You could choose Kansas City, who are playing this game. They're 10th in the AFC at the moment. If they fall from 6-5 to 6-6 with a couple left to play, are they in a position here to make a postseason run? Yes, still, they're not dead. Cowboys, on the other hand, are sitting at 5-1. They're 10th also in the AFC and the NFC on the other side of things. And to finish off their schedule, they still have to deal with the Chargers. They still have to deal with the Lions. So they have a difficult enough schedule. Do I think that they have the most to lose on Thursday? I actually don't think so. The team that I think has the most to lose the rest of the way, because I think it's a demoralizing, damning loss, the Detroit Lions. I think if Detroit loses at home to Green Bay and gets swept by the Packers, that is a major loss in terms of the division implications, because then with the Bears having the first place in the NFC North and the Lions not having a head-to-head over the Packers, then they're going to need help in terms of getting in to the postseason. They're going to need help. They don't have a head-to-head against the 49ers. I think the Lions have a lot to lose here. They're 8th in the NFC at the moment, and if they were to lose this game, that would make next week's game against the Cowboys absolutely must win because they get the Rams after that on the road. So the Lions, if they were to fall to 7-5, and then the Packers would, with a tie, keep in mind, so they already get the leg up, half a game leg up. Packers would move to 8-3-1, and the Bears would be 8-3. I know they're only, things can change on a dime, but in terms of steering in the wrong direction, I would say this to the Lions here. Lions have not had a great couple of weeks. They had all the business losing, all the business in the world losing that Giant game, and they got fortunate with Jahmyr Gibbs' heroics. Lions lose this game, it's going to be hard to not finish third place in that division. It's going to be hard to. And I know they still got to deal with the Bears again, but outside of that, they got the Bears and the Vikings. That is it on their postseason, on their spots, because they killed the Bears the first week. Maybe the Bears can split that last game of the year. That would be an implicating game. But if the Lions were to lose this, it's going to be hard not to be third in the NFC North. And I think that's a dangerous spot because there's going to be 3 teams in the NFC West. And if there's going to be 4 teams total in those wild card race, the 2 in the NFC West and 2 in the North, one's going to have to get cut out. You can't be that if you're the Lions.
Especially in the NFC.
You can't be that if you're the Lions. Because the Seattle continues to win games. They're at 8-3. The Rams are probably the best team in the NFL at the moment. Seattle does not have as brutal of a schedule as Detroit does. And San Francisco is 8-4. And San Francisco has the Browns and the Titans next to.
And if you're the Lions, you want to split that tiebreaker against Green Bay.
100%. So I actually think the Lions have a lot to lose in this game if they were to drop that home game against the Packers because they would lose that division series against Green Bay. Let's move on. What is number 3?
Number 3.
So I think we can both agree that Matt Stafford is the clear-cut favorite to win MVP this season with 30 touchdowns. I actually had to check that, make sure the number was right. 30 touchdowns this season and only 2 interceptions. Now, we all know the MVP award is kind of led by quarterbacks in the history of the league.
Yep.
Where do you stand with position players like JSN or Jonathan Taylor who are having extraordinary seasons? Where do you stand with them winning or at least being considered for that MVP award?
I mean, let's think about this for a second. Jackson Smith-Njigba, he's averaging 119 yards a game. He's on pace to break that Megatron record of 1,900 yards. He's got 1,300 yards, he's got 7 touchdowns, he's got 80 catches with 6 games to go. So he's got every opportunity in the book to break that. On the other side of things, Jonathan Taylor's got 15 touchdowns and he leads the league in rushing. At what point do you start to go to Jonathan Taylor?
I think Jonathan Taylor is kind of doomed because of Saquon Barkley's season last year. If you don't give it to Saquon Barkley after the season he had last year,
now
it's tough to give it to
It's also
anyone
who
else.
you're competing with, too.
Yeah, that's true.
They were competing against Lamar, who had an amazing season, and Josh Allen, who had an amazing season and who was due.
Well, Stafford's
due. Stafford's got that season locked up. He's probably the most important player on that team. And he's definitely playing the best of any quarterback right now around. He's playing better than May is because he got a tougher schedule. So you got to give him that. But, I mean, at what point do those guys even get looks, right?
Right, are they considered?
If Smith-Njigba on a 11-win team breaks the receiving yards record, you're not even giving him a look? I know a receiver's probably never the most important player on a team, or a running back for that matter, when that team's a rushing offense. If Indianapolis wins 11 games, 12 games, wins their division, he's not getting any look. Myles Garrett, I don't think so. That team's going to win 4 games, 5 games, and he's going to have 25 sacks. And that's going to be it. And he's going to break that sack record too. Yeah. But I just don't think if J.J. Watt didn't win it in 2014, I don't think there's a world where you could give it to a defensive player on a lackluster team. I don't. So from that perspective, this is Stafford's to lose. He would need to have a bad 2 games would change everything. Stafford has 2 bad games in a row. I think people would start whispering about Jonathan Taylor.
Or God forbid an injury. Now it's wide open.
Right. But if he even has a bad 2 games, he's been playing perfect. If he has a bad 2 games, Smith-Njigba and Taylor would start getting looks after that. What are we at right now? Number 4?
Number 4.
Tyler Hero returned to the Miami Heat last night after missing basically the entire season up to now. The Heat won 106-102 at the Kaseya Center against the Dallas Mavericks. Now, Norman Powell did not play in this game, but assuming when Norman Powell does come back, where do you stand with the projections of the Miami Heat this season getting Tyler Hero back?
Yeah, they're 12-6. They're 8-1 at home. They haven't been great on the road, but they've been great in every other situation in that building down at Kaseya Center in Miami. They're not doing pick and rolls. They're running gunning every team. Tyler Hero, 24 points, played well. They're clicking right now. And you got to give Eric Spoelstra credit because he said today in media availability that they were not afraid to gut the offense after what happened in the playoffs last year against Cleveland. They were not afraid to do that. And what they did get rid of is they got rid of a little stagnant offense, let your players make plays type of deal. And it's going to be a little bit more of a motion where you're moving constantly, run and gun. Does that work in the postseason? I'm not so sure. But we knew that certain teams would take advantage of a lackluster Eastern Conference on the bottom end of it. Who were those teams going to be? Well, they got 3 early contenders, and it's Detroit, the Heat, and the Toronto Raptors.
Yeah, I got Raptors.
I got that over, by the way. Raptors.
Great pick.
36.5.
Wow.
36.5. Damian, we're in a good spot there. You know, another over I have, which I'm not happy about, is the Nets. They're 3-14. They need to go 29.
That's
21 games. Now, the good news is, if at any point in the season the Nets go on a 4-game win streak, I'm back in the green. 3 or 4 game win streak is all I'm looking for. But nonetheless, you knew there were going to be three or four teams that took advantage of a lackluster Eastern Conference, and it's Miami, Detroit, and Toronto. To this point.
And you still got the Cavs in the mix, too.
Cavs, the Knicks are right there. The Atlanta, you got decent teams. Orlando's going to be around. But those are the early contenders. It's too early to say if these teams would be dangerous in a playoff series. Memphis did this exact offense last year, and it really didn't work out for them towards the latter half. Sort of fell apart once Ja Morant wanted to change some things up. I'm not sure if that's going to happen to Miami, but Spoelstra's the best coach in the league. There's no doubt about it. I have to see a little bit more. Let's see how Hero completely adjusts to the offense. But at 12-6, 8-1 at home, I think he couldn't be happier if you're a Miami Heat fan right now. Number 5.
Number 5.
We're just a few days away from Thanksgiving. What would you say is the most overrated part of said Thanksgiving?
I'm not big on desserts on Thanksgiving. I don't know if this is a hot take, if this is a cold take, but desserts, I think you could have without it. If you're hungry for desserts, I'm making room for dessert. I could always make room for dessert. Yeah. You save me the trouble. If you can make room for dessert, I think you did the dinner wrong.
Right.
You did it wrong. You
didn't maximize.
Your performance was incomplete. Now, I'm not to say I don't touch the dessert myself. I just have without it. Might have a brownie. Move on with my life. Nothing crazy. I'm not going to slice of apple pie it because I just, sorry, I handled dinner right. Yeah, your aunts and uncles saying, hold on a second, you're not having dessert. Colin, why not? Well, you guys did dinner a different way.
Called prioritizing.
Yeah, I had an understanding of what this evening entailed, and it in 3 or 4 plates of food. Thanksgiving. You only get the Thanksgiving food once a year. You could have an apple pie whenever. You could have brownies, cookies, whatever. This Thanksgiving, that's about the entrees. You do it wrong. Am I wrong there? You do it wrong if you're trying to load up on desserts after dinner.
Yeah.
You're doing it wrong.
If you're saving yourself thinking about dessert, you're going to miss out on the entree.
You're dead wrong. You're dead wrong. Dead wrong. As in terms of overrated, actual thing that's involved with the dinner itself, you know what I actually think is overrated? I'm going to stay out of the food for a second. Overrated, Turkey Day football games. In terms, not NFL, where you watch. Like, you know how people play the
like
turkey
with the family,
bowls?
with the cousins
Turkey
and all
bowls?
that.
So overrated. So overrated. And I'm in a family of good athletes. Good football players. Overrated. I can't listen. It's great when you're a kid. When you're growing up, I go to dinner, I go to Thanksgiving, we're in you're wearing a polo, you're wearing something decent.
You're gonna get all sweaty in a polo?
Sweaty and gross? No. I think that's overrated. Now, that's a hot take. I know some people go to bat for their Thanksgiving Day football games with the family. I think you age out of that earlier than people would like to admit. I don't think you need to do an aggressive two-hand touch football game 12 o'clock when there's NFL football on. I think that's a complete waste of time. Complete waste of time. I do not think you need to do that. Am I wrong there? Did you guys play games like that outdoors?
Yeah, but if I'm going to do that, like you said, I need a shower.
Right.
Like, I can't just sit there all sweaty eating my dinner afterwards.
I think it's a complete waste of time. Truly. Truly. Did it a couple times when you were a kid. That's enough. We're good. All right. I'm here to eat and watch football. I'm not here to, put a workout in. I'll work out in the morning. I'm a big first thing on Thanksgiving morning, go do something active. Go earn it.
Right. Set your day up.
Go set up. Go for a run. Do what you got to do. Go. You want to play some football first thing in the morning? Fine. Playing at the actual event that you go to, whether you're visiting family, playing there, doing it an extreme enough physical activity, complete waste of time. You do not need to be playing football on Thanksgiving. You do not need to be doing that. I don't know if I'm rustling any feathers, if some people want to live and die by their godforsaken turkey bowl they play on the night of on the evening or early afternoon of Thanksgiving, fine. I don't think you need to do that. You age out of that when you're, a couple days over 7 years old. That's it. There it is. As for the food, I'm in on everything. Steve Politano joined us last week. He said we don't need salad at Thanksgiving. I completely agree with him. You don't need salad at Thanksgiving.
There's no space for the salad.
But we're not a big salad. Thanksgiving does not have a major, it has salad, but it's not a major focal point. I mean, like the sweet potato casseroles, the mac and cheese, the rolls are crucial, the turkey, the stuffing, gravy.
I love the sides. The spinach.
Yeah.
I like spinach, the green
absolutely.
bean casserole.
Green bean casserole is good. It's fine. There's nothing truly that I hate. And some people hate on the turkey. Dead wrong. Grow up. Eat the turkey.
I'm not crazy about the turkey, I'll be honest.
Grow up.
I like the turkey
Grow
as
up.
part of the entire meal. But, like, if I were to eat turkey on itself, like, by itself, I mean,
it's too dry. Put some gravy on it.
Exactly.
Put some gravy on it.
You got to add things to the turkey to make it good.
Oh, yeah, you're not having it straight. That's fine.
Right.
But I would say that most of the things at dinner are not overrated. Not overrated. Most of it is great.
That's the best part.
I think stuffing's fantastic.
Yeah.
I think turkey is great with the gravy and mixed in with other things. Sweet potato, fantastic.
Do you like the marshmallows on the top?
The sweet potato casserole?
I never
Absolutely.
I never understood the marshmallows
it.
because sweet potato
That's a
is
staple in my casserole.
Sweet potato's already very sweet. So why add the marshmallows, which is very sweet? I actually take the sweet potato, the marshmallow off.
Were you a turkey trot kid growing up?
Like running before Thanksgiving?
Like they do like events. They do it all around.
I never
turkey
did
trot,
an actual
people
turkey
run the day
trot,
out. It's like a 5K or a 10K or something like that.
No, I never did a turkey trot. I do go on runs.
There's a lot of people who judge people who do that. I judge the people who play football at the actual event. I like running. I've never done a turkey trot, admittedly. Never once. Unless I was a kid and I don't remember it. Never did. Because my high school, growing up, always played their rivalry football game at 10 a.m. on Thanksgiving. So we'd never do it. But into my adulthood, I have not turned into a turkey trotter. I've never done... The families do it. It's like a whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't think... How do you judge it? It's the morning. Do whatever the hell you want in the morning. Comparatively to what? So I don't necessarily think it's a problem when families do that. I don't think you need to flaunt it in front of everybody. If you run 3.2 miles on a Thursday morning, I don't think we need to write home about it. But I like having an event. Who doesn't like to run with a crowd? That's the one thing. It's fun to run with a crowd. Holiday spirit,
Or
it's
you
contagious.
find the motivation to keep going,
It's
too.
contagious. Yeah. I don't hate that at all. And there's nothing like getting a good workout in before you have a heinous meal.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing like it. So I actually, for that reason and that reason alone, I'm for it. Christina Costanza texted me about it. She said, what about families who run 5Ks? If you don't do it, you don't do it. I never did it growing up. I admire that. I don't hate that. I just never did it growing up. Maybe I'll join one on a whim. Show up and sign up. I'm not going to pay $50 to run 3 miles. I'm not going to do that.
In the Connecticut winter?
In Connecticut winter. I like running outdoors. So keep that. I like running outdoors in the winter too. So I like when it's cold out and you could run, hoodie, rocky it. But maybe I'll do one this year. Maybe I'll be the judge after that. What is that, a turkey trot? I'll turkey trot this year. See if I can figure it out.
There you go.
But if it's going to be $50 to run 3 miles, I'm not doing it. I could run 3 miles at home.
Yeah, right.
I'm good. And I like running, so I'm for it. But there's something about earning your meal that night.
Now,
Earning
aren't
it.
those usually like the $50? Doesn't that usually go to a cause?
Now I'm going to look bad. Maybe. I don't know. I've never been to one. If it's for a charity, we could have a conversation. All right, I'm sorry. I have no idea. I just thought they pocketed it. I don't know. Maybe I just think the
If
worst.
they do, then yeah, absolutely.
I think
There's
the
no
worst.
way I'm
Maybe
paying
I think the
$50.
worst. Maybe I think the worst in people. I have no idea. But if it is for a charity, my bad. I'll go do one this year, and I'll go pay for it. And I'd have to see confirmation that it's for charity. You know how some of these operations go. Nonetheless, Damian Perez, Colin Russo, that was your Flagler Credit Union 5 and 5. Listen, every family has dreams, a vacation, new car, rainy day fund. With a Boost savings account from Flagler Credit Union, your dreams can become reality. Earn up to 3.0 annual percentage yield with no minimum balance, no monthly fees, and easy access to your funds. Whether you're saving for life's big moments or everyday expenses, a Boost savings account helps you reach your goals faster. Open a Boost savings account today and start boosting your future at Flagler Credit Union. Flagler Credit Union is the official credit union of Florida Atlantic Athletics. Damian Perez, Colin Russo will send you off into your Tuesday after this. It's Russo and Rizzo taking a time out. ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
The 5 p.m. hour is presented by Good Greek Moving and Storage, the world's only total relocation company. Local or long distance, they've got you covered.
Good Greek Moving and Storage. Your superhero movers.
What's the Anajar Levine difference? When you're injured in a car crash, we focus on your case so you can focus on the one thing that matters most, getting better. I'm Glenn Levine with Anajar Levine. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Save no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, ETHOS, ethos.com/play.
Every family has dreams, a vacation, a new car, or a rainy day fund. With a Boost savings account from Flagler Credit Union, your dreams can become reality. Earn up to 3.0 annual percentage yield with no minimum balance, no monthly fees, and easy access to your funds. Whether you're saving for life's big moments or everyday expenses, a Boost savings account helps you reach your goals faster. Open a Boost savings account today and start boosting your future at Flagler Credit Union. Boost checking is required. Other qualifications apply. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic Athletics.
It's a Twin Peaks Tuesday. Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge for eats, drinks, and scenic views. This is ESPN 106.3.
Winter is coming and your neighborhood DQ Grill and Chill is ready. Treat yourself to the new Peppermint Bark Blizzard or the Frosted Sugar Cookie Blizzard. 2 festive flavors that taste just like the holidays. Still hungry? Try DQ's Sweet Chili Tossed Chicken Tenders. A perfect balance of sweet and heat. And while you're at DQ Grill and Chill, make your celebration complete. Stop in today and order your DQ holiday cake. DQ Grill and Chill with 2 convenient locations, 4828 Lake Worth Road and US 1 just south of North Lake.
Every great performance starts with a plan. Your game plan for greatness begins at Men's Only Medical. Dr. Al is redefining men's health with concierge care and cutting-edge treatments tailored just for you. From anti-aging and weight management to cardiovascular health, skin, and hair, they've got you covered. Expect personalized care and advanced technology to help you look, feel, and perform your best. Visit mensonlymedical.com. Men's Only Medical, setting a new standard for men's health.
In sports and in life, how you move matters. So when injuries or pain get in the way, the orthopedic specialists at HSS Florida provide world-class care to get you moving again. From non-surgical and surgical care to personalized rehabilitation, HSS Florida offers the same quality and expertise you expect from HSS, the world's #1 in orthopedic care. With 2 convenient locations in West Palm Beach and Wellington. Learn more at hss.edu/Florida. Choose better, move better.
For nearly 30 years, Jay Zolo & Associates has helped local businesses harness the full power of QuickBooks. This holiday season, they're thankful for the confidence their clients place in them year after year. From setup and cleanup to troubleshooting, management, and personalized QuickBooks training, Jay Zolo brings clarity and reliability to your financial process. Jay Zolo makes QuickBooks work the way it should for the way you work. Visit jzolo.com to learn more. That's jzollo.com.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
Get ready for one of the biggest college football events of the year. It's the 12th annual Bush's Boca Raton Bowl of Beans. Tuesday, December 23rd at 2 p.m. at beautiful Flagler Credit Union Stadium. 2 of the best Group of 5 teams battle it out in sunny South Florida. And just like Bush's Beans, the game is packed with real flavor and tradition. Over 150 players have gone from the field to the NFL. Who's going to be next? Grab your seats now by going to BocaRatonBowl.com. The Bush's Boca Raton Bowl of Beans.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
No Mike Rizzo in the house. Colin Russo in the interim. We got Damian Perez behind the glass. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. We got a couple things to do here. First things first, I know it's a little early in the week to do it, but now that we've seen everybody play in Week 12, it's time for us to figure out a top 10. Let's do our top 10 rankings, power rankings, NFL, presented by Good Greek Moving and Storage.
Who's moving up?
Went from unranked to the 14th team in the country. They were more motivated going into that game.
Who's moving down?
Can they have a good season after this? Maybe.
It's time for Russo and Rizzo's College Football Top 10 Poll. Presented by
Good Greek Moving and Storage. Your superhero movers.
All right, Damien, you're going to do this with me. Our top 10 ranking presented by Good Greek Moving and Storage. Check them out today. All right, we got a couple things to do. So we got no Mike Rizzo making this with us, so he's either going to have to be immensely disappointed when he sees this next week, but this is how it's going to go. We got to do it because we're not seeing hearing from Mike the rest of the week. Week 13's top ranking. What last week looked like was this. We had the Rams at number 1. We had the Broncos at number 2. We had the Patriots at number 3. We had the Eagles at number 4. We had the Colts at number 5. The Seahawks at number 6. Bills at 7, Bears at 8, Niners at 9, Lions at 10, and the first 3 teams out were Tampa, the Packers, and Pittsburgh. All right, a couple things off the bat. Philadelphia losing. They're going to be moving down. The Colts losing. They're going to be moving down. Kansas City, are they going to be moving up? Tampa Bay, where are they going to be after losing yet again to the Rams?
And
Packers
the Baker Mayfield injury.
Packers are probably moving up. So there's a couple things we're going to have to do here. But I think the top 10 should stay intact in terms of what team's going to be around. So let's see here. Number 1, I don't think anything changes. Let's start with number 1 because I think number 1 should be the Rams. Do you agree?
Absolutely.
Not even a question. Not even a question. It's the best team in the league at the moment.
Best team.
Who are you putting at 2? The Broncos or the Patriots? I would put the Broncos here. I know the Patriots beat the Bengals, fine. No Jamar Chase, no Joe Burrow. I can't reward that. The Broncos were on bye.
I would put the Broncos because of their defense.
And I put the Broncos, too, because they just beat the Chiefs. So
because
Broncos,
if it comes down to coaching, I think they're pretty much on par.
Right.
Offensively, they're on par.
I like Drake May more than I like Bo Nix, but I think everything else, I think defensively and fourth quarter comebacks, a little bit more mojo around the Broncos. I think that top 3 doesn't change. Rams, Broncos at 2. Patriots are going to be at 3. All right. From there, number 4. We had Philadelphia here last week, and below them we had the Colts. We had Seattle at 6. I would say if there's a team that's going to be moving, Bills were at 7. Bills, I think, are moving out. But Seattle, I think, moves up here.
I was going to say, I think Seattle should jump them.
All right. I don't hate that. Seattle Seahawks are going to be at number 4 in our top 10 power rankings of the NFL for Week 13. Rams 1, Broncos 2, Patriots 3, Seahawks 4. All right, so let's go from there. All right, a couple teams that we're going to have to take out because the next 3 we have essentially are Philadelphia, Colts, and the Bills. Ooh. Bears were at 8, Niners were at 9.
And you have to reward the Bills.
And the Lions were at 10. Got to reward the Bears. I completely agree with you. Now, do you put the Bears at 5? Is that too high? They're 8 and 3.
Would that be an overreaction? I mean, do you think they're the best team in their division despite their record?
I would still put Philadelphia at 5. I mean, Philadelphia lost to Dallas. They blew a 21-point lead. I mean, I'd still lean that Philadelphia is a top 6 team. They've beaten too many good teams. They've beaten the Lions. They've beaten the Rams. They've beaten Tampa Bay. They've beaten the Chiefs. I understand putting the Bears here, but they get the same record.
Now, the Eagles did just blow a 21-0 lead.
No. Want to put Bears here at 5 and then Eagles at 6?
It's tough.
Let's do that because they play each other this week. Bears, Eagles. Let's do Bears, then Eagles. Bears at 5. How about that?
We'll look like geniuses if the Bears win.
Yeah, we will not. I think we will look like idiots when Philadelphia wins 27-7. Nonetheless. All right, so that's what we got there. Eagles are going to be at 6. Are you okay with that?
I'm okay with that.
All right. Now, Buffalo is 7-4, but it's an ugly 7-4, no doubt, because they lost to the Texans. Does Buffalo, who was at 7 last week, are they still in the top 10? I would say, if anything, they round out 10, if anything.
I think they have to be in the top 10. I do agree with moving them down.
We'll see. Maybe they're the first team out.
They did play the hardest defense in the league.
Yeah, they haven't played that great, though, because remember, they're 2 weeks removed from that Miami loss.
And C.J. Stroud was out for that game.
Good point. I think they're out. I think they're first team out here, but we'll get to that in a minute. All right, we're at number 7. So some of the teams that we had here last week, the Colts, the Niners, and the Lions.
Out of those 3, I got the Lions over the Colts. It's something to be said. The Colts do not fare well with away games. They love playing at home, and they suffer when they have to travel.
I could hear this. It's close. I could hear it.
Because it's between them two. I don't know if you would put the 49ers over one of them two.
Yeah. I mean, the Colts lost to the Chiefs in Arrowhead. How much can you punish them for that? I would say Colts go 7, Lions go 8. Am I crazy for that? They got a game better record. They're 8-3.
You have to reward the season that the Colts have had.
Yeah. Colts at 7, Lions at 8. I agree with that. 100%.
Similar build, though.
100%. Now, the Niners won yesterday. I wouldn't say it looked the prettiest thing in the world. They were at 9 last week. I don't think they move. Do you agree with that? Niners,
I'm not the highest on the Niners, if I'm going to be honest.
I don't either, but they're 8-4. You got to give them a credit.
I think the Bills would beat the Niners if they play tomorrow. Niners have benefited from a very easy schedule.
But here's the thing. True, but the Bills have lost recently. They've lost bad recently.
Right.
That was a bad loss against the Texans. That was an even worse loss against the
Dolphins. And they have
Dolphins.
a loss against Miami, yep.
So I would say Niners at 9. And you know what I'm actually going to put at 10? I would put Green Bay. Green Bay plays the Lions, so we know for a fact that the winner of that game is going to take the leg up next week.
So you're bouncing the Bills.
Yeah. I don't love it. Packers at 10. The Lions are at 8. Niners are at 9. But if you're going to do that, I would say Bills outside comparatively to the Packers. I got questions about the Bills. You got to punish them. They were 7 last week. They lost. A bad game.
Yeah, it seems like if Josh Allen isn't Superman out there, they really struggle.
Yep. Struggle. And then Tampa's moving down continuously. Pittsburgh's moving down continuously. Our first team out was going to be the Bills. Now, who do you put after that? There's a couple directions you could go because the Bills are going to be our first team out. You get the Chargers sitting there, and you got you're going to like this, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
How about the Cowboys?
We're putting Jacksonville before we put the Cowboys. I'm not listening to that. Jaguars are going at 12. Are you okay with that? Do you object?
Yeah, no, I'm okay with that.
You okay with that?
7-4, I'm okay with that.
7-4.
Yeah.
And they beat the Chargers head to head 2 weeks ago.
Right.
So you can't put the Chargers there.
You can't. Yep. Because that would be the other team that should be in the hunt.
Then after this, after the Jags, then you put in maybe the Dallas, Baltimore, Houston, Pittsburgh round.
Baltimore. We didn't even mention Baltimore.
Baltimore played terrible against the Browns. They played terrible against the Jets. They won both games.
And I don't think Lamar Jackson is 100% healthy.
Yeah, he's not. I'm not high on them right now. We're okay. So it looks like this. Our Week 13 top 10, presented by Good Greek Moving and Storage. Rams at number 1. Broncos at number 2. The Patriots at number 3. The Seattle Seahawks at 4. Chicago Bears, high at 5. Eagles are at 6. Colts are at 7. Do we like that, despite them all having 8 wins? Well, the Colts and the Eagles just recently lost, and the Bears have not. That's the only reason we're putting them there, and they all play in big games this week.
The only one that can burn us is that Bears pick at 5.
Lions are at 8, because I'd make the argument Eagles, Colts, Lions are all better than the Bears.
But you have to reward that 8-3
You got to reward
record.
how you're playing, yeah. Lions are going to be at 8, Niners at 9, Packers at 10, Bills 11, Jaguars 12. You hate that?
Yeah, no, spot on.
Got to be above Houston. Houston's going to be a spot behind. So is Pittsburgh.
And Jacksonville's similar to Chicago. You know, you have to reward how they've been playing as of lately.
Absolutely.
That was without Brian Thomas.
I like it. That's our top 10. That's Damian Prez, Colin Russo. Go download the ESPN South Florida app today, where you can listen to all of Russo and Rizzo, all of Theoretically Speaking, which you can hear 2 to 4 weekdays, all of our local programming from Inter Miami English and Spanish broadcasts, and the Florida Panthers on their quest for a 3-peat. It's all in one spot. You get your South Florida sports beat in one spot on the app, free to download. It's the ESPN South Florida app. Go today. Now, Damian, I got a 7:40 flight. Back to Connecticut tonight. And I'm used to be Mr. Let's show up early to the airport, not play any games. But this is a PBI flight.
Oh.
Leaves at 7:40.
You're cruising, man.
Cruising. What time do you think I need to walk in that building?
You said 7:40 is your flight. I think if you get there by 6:30, you'll be fine. You probably get there earlier. Like leave here, go directly there. But
I think I'm going to drive my car back. I live, but not between here and the airport, but I live close.
PBI is the easiest airport.
Yeah,
to get
I want to
through.
bring the car back, so I think I'm going to bring the car back and then immediately. I have to go grab my bags and I'm going to leave.
But you're all packed, ready to roll.
Yeah, I'm ready to rock. So
You
I
should
think
be fine.
Walk in the door by 6:40. I think I'm fine. 'Cause I think I'm at. You walk in the door at PBI, you're at your gate by 6:50.
Now 7:40 is the time they start the boarding, correct?
No, 7:40 is the time they depart.
They close. Okay. So boarding's probably around.
You arrive 25, 30 minutes before boarding. You're fine.
Right.
And I'm not boarding first group. We're boarding.
Now you can only do that with PBI though.
Yeah. Don't play any games. But I think that's how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to hustle out of here the second the show's done. Damian, we appreciate you keeping us up over the airwaves today. That's Damian Perez. Colin Russo. If you missed any of the show today, go listen to Russo and Rizzo on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, all those great places. No Mike Rizzo today, but I'll be back at it tomorrow with Christian Cat for both shows from 2 to 6 p.m., so stay tuned for that. Should be a whole lot of fun. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay focused. Enjoy the holidays. If this is the last time you'll hear us, we'll be around. We'll be continuing to do this. Russo and Rizzo all the time, 4 to 6 p.m., ESPN 106.3.
During football season, keep your home in the win column with EDS Air Conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can score 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong on the field.